Hello gamers, this is GamerX here and welcome back to another video. And in today's video we are going to be doing something a little different. I don't know if you guys remember, for any of you who have stuck around since 6-7 years ago or just, tuned in recently and saw them. I used to do a series, it was only 3 episodes, so it was rather short, but it was doing Roblox studio tutorials. This is going to be kinda similar, but also a little different, so I don't plan on having this be like, I'm going to go over every single thing in Dokkan, and, I'm going to do a video on everything and do it until it's done. I think this is just going to be something random I do here and there into when I feel inspired to make a video like this, or I just feel in the mood to talk about something that, I see a lot of people are confused about, or maybe if I upload this and people in the comments want me to go over a specific thing, I'll do that. But this is the one I wanted to start with because at the moment, I don't really plan to do any of the more basic stuff. I feel like people kind of get the gist of most of the basics on how this game works and whatnot, but there are, some things that confuse newer players a lot, and heck, even some long-term players may not fully understand some things as well, and those are kind of the things I want to go over. So the first video is going to be going over the hidden potential system in Dokkan Battle. Once I go over it, it should be fairly easy to understand. I'll do my best to explain it with the knowledge that I have learned over the years, along with a little bit of research I did beforehand. I also have a notepad here that I wrote down everything I want to go over in the video, so hopefully I just make everything all nice and neat and tidy, and it all comes across very clearly. Hopefully, I'll do my best. So, what is the hidden potential system? It is a thing that every character that is at the very least a UR can access. So what that means is, let me pull up just a random character, so like Mira here. He's level 80. Let me tap on him. And he is a UR, so therefore he can access the hidden potential system. So basically characters from level 80, I guess once you max him out, he's level 100. So I'll do level 100 to level 150. So LRs, EZAs, TURs, and just regular URs all can access the hidden potential system. What does the hidden potential system do? It strengthens your characters by making them have higher health, attack, defense, and gives them extra abilities on top of that. So when you pull a character, you first have to train them up from an SSR, and then you get them to UR, and then, once you fully awaken them or whatnot, you'll have them as a UR, TUR, LR, whatever they are. And if you only pull one of them, you should go into it. Let me find a character. Okay. Like King Cold here. You'll go into it and you'll see this. And you'll notice that these have little symbols and they're locked and you can't unlock them. So if you have one copy of the character, which is the first one you pull, the highest you can get them in the hidden potential system is 55%. The hidden potential system goes all the way up to 100%. We'll pull up Kid Buu here. This is as much as you can give him if you only have one of him. So, there's that. To fully max out a character, you have to pull 5 copies. One being the base copy, which is the copy you use, and then 4 to unlock every hidden potential path. Once you unlock every hidden potential path, you have the ability to fully max them out, a character out in the hidden potential system. meaning they'll hit their max power with attack, defense, and whatnot, aside from link leveling, of course, but that's a different thing. And you're probably wondering, like, okay, well, what path do I pick? Well, there's 4 paths. And you always, when you pull I'll use Goku Black here as an example, because this is perfect. When you pull a character, you have them at 55%. Once you pull their first dupe, you will always want to go bottom right. Then if you pull another copy, you want to go always top left after you do bottom right. And then after that, you can do either bottom left or top right. Either one does not matter. You're probably wondering, why do you do them in that order? Well, the bottom right path gives you the most stats, and it allows you to add these things to the character as well, additional crit and dodge. Top left is the second highest stat boost to the character, and it allows you to give them their final boosts of crit, additional, or dodge aside from the skill orb system, but we'll get to that later in the video. And then bottom left and top right give very minor stat increases and just allow you to increase one of these 4 for each of them. So you can only do 2 of those in total, and those don't give as big of a difference, or they don't give as big of a power buff as additional crit and dodge. So yeah, that's like the order you want to do it in. So now let's go over what all of these things are and what they do. We'll pull up Vegeta for this one, doesn't really matter, but we'll do Vegeta since he's rainbowed. Also, I didn't mention it, but once you get a character to 100%, they get a rainbow star next to their icon, and then they also have a gold link slab instead of the normal blue one to signify that they are completed, they are done. So what all these things do? So this is additional, or as it's called combo attack. Basically what this does is it allows characters to do an additional attack, sometimes a super attack, sometimes a just regular normal attack. Basically this will add 1 extra attack on any character, even if it's a character that does like 3 attacks. Well, now they'll do 4 instead of 3, or they have a chance to do 4 instead of 3, I should say. So yeah, that's what additional does. Crit allows your characters to perform critical hits. What that does is it ignores the enemy's defense, and it allows you to do, I think it's 2x times the damage is how they calculate it. So let's just say you bring this Vegeta and he hits a 2 million attack stat and then he crits. That actually would be a 4 million attack stat because it's double. So that's how that works. And then again, also it ignores enemy defense. And so if you're attacking a character, like let's just say this Vegeta is attacking an STR enemy, it will blow through the type disadvantage and do like regular crit damage to them. So that's what crit does. Dodge is probably one of the most powerful abilities in the game. Dodge is basically a chance for your character to completely dodge an enemy attack. So let's just say you're in the red zone or one of these super challenging events that you can dodge in. Your character will have a chance to dodge every single attack, and if they dodge it, they take no damage. So those are the 3 main ones. Then we have type attack boost and type defense boost. These are probably the 2 most useless out of all of these, because what they do is basically it gives you type attack gives you slightly higher attack towards type advantage, and then slightly higher defense against type advantage. or against type advantage. So you know how it works. Physical units are weak to STR. So if you an attack, so basically if you have type attack boost, STR characters will do more damage to physical characters. That's all it does. And then so on and so forth, repeating for all the typings and what they're advantageous against. Type defense boost is basically the same thing, except reverse. So if I'm using an STR character and a physical character attacks me, type defense boost will give me slightly higher defense against that character. And again, it applies to all of the elements as well. That's why they're so useless compared to everything, because it's very, very situational. And most of the time, your defense is good enough anyway with the base level 10 that it gives you once you rainbow a unit, to where it doesn't really matter. Super attack boost is solid. It basically just increases the power of super attacks and makes the attack stats you see from those higher. It is noticeably higher. It's not a useless interval. Like, it's not like let's just say this Vegeta does 2 mil and then you give him full super attack boost. He's not going to be hitting 2.1. He'd hit probably like 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 in that range. I don't know exactly, but it is a very noticeable difference. So super attack boost is very good. And then recovery boost, this is increases the amount of HP recovered when you get same type key spheres with the character. Obviously higher defense makes that gives more healing as well, but this also increases the healing. So if you do a lot of recovery boost on a stacking character, you'll be healing a crap ton from orbs. So I'd say the most useful are the first 3, additional, crit, and dodge. The second most useful is super attack boost and recovery boost, and then the least useful, and honestly I would just never recommend voluntarily picking these unless you're doing like the punching bag event or something, is type attack boost and type defense boost. So you're probably looking at the levels on all these and how these work. So I won't be 100% honest, I don't know exactly how these work in terms of level, but these are nowhere near important as the first 3, so I don't think it matters as much, just, you know, higher is better type thing. But for additional crit and dodge, so every one level for additional and crit is a 2% chance for the character to crit or additional. So Vegeta here has 17 additional, that means he has a 34% chance to do an additional either super attack or normal attack. Vegeta has a level 9 crit, that means he has an 18% chance to do a critical hit on his attacks. Dodge is different. Since dodge is so powerful compared to the other 2, every level of dodge is only 1%. So Vegeta here has a level 5 dodge, that means he has a 5% chance to dodge any attack from an enemy as long as they don't cancel dodge. Also, another thing I'd like to point at, I'll just pull up Kefla here, for example, read her passive real quick. So as you see, it says she launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. Since it says she launches an additional attack, that means she's guaranteeing launching at the very least, an additional normal on top of whatever you give her first attack as, whether you give her a super attack or you don't give her a super attack. She's always going to launch an additional, and it has a 50% chance to be a super attack. I'll go more in depth on passives and what the chances mean and whatnot in another video, but I just figured I'd bring that up here to kind of point out why you might want to go additional or why you might want to go crit on a character. So since she's doing 2 attacks at the very least, each of those attacks has a chance to trigger her hidden potential system additional. So as you see, she has 17 additional like the Vegeta, so she has a 34% chance to launch an additional. That means she has a 34% chance to do the additional from the first attack and then the passive attack that she does. So both have a 34%, meaning it's very likely that she will launch her hidden potential. Now, if it triggers for both of them, it does not give her 2 hidden potential system attacks. She can only do 1. It's either it activates or it doesn't activate. It can't activate multiple times. But the more attacks a character does, the higher chance that they will trigger their hidden potential system to activate, because it's basically like rolling a dice multiple times. So the more times you roll it, the higher and higher the chance of it landing on the number or numbers that you want it to be on. Crit basically works to where every single attack that character does has a chance to crit, even if it's a normal. So like if it's a character like the Blue Boys here, or Blue Bros, whatever you want to call them, to where they can launch up to 3 additional attacks, every one of those has a chance to crit. So they have a level 5 crit right here, so they have a 10% chance to crit. Every attack they do is a 10% chance to crit. Meaning, even if they're just doing, like, let's just say they do a normal and it crits, that's doing way more damage than if it didn't crit. So what you probably would want to do, if a character is doing 1 additional, giving them full additional in most cases is the way to go. If a character is doing a bunch of additional normals, it's probably better to give them crit, so that way even if those don't turn into supers, or if they can't turn into supers at all, those normals are at least doing some damage to the enemy. And then dodge is on like very specific characters, like characters that can do like have crit and additional built into their passive, so they don't need more additional or crit, or like just characters that you want to be full defense, I'd say dodge is for. But most people tend to build their characters with either full dodge or full additional, full crit. Personally, let's take a look at one of the characters I built, Kefla right here. I always give my characters similarly to this. If they don't do anything, like, you know, she stacks defense on her super. If they don't do anything, like they don't get extra attack and defense for attack, or they don't do anything on their super attack, I'll give them crit, but most of the time I end up giving them additional. To be fair, it doesn't really matter, you could do either or. Again, if a character does a 2 million attack stat and they crit, that's 4 million. If they do a 2 million attack stat and then do an additional super, that's a 2 million attack stat. If you add 2 mil plus 2 mil, that's 4 mil. So they're basically doing the exact same amount of damage. So, you know, in that regard, you can kind of do whatever. I'd say it's the safest bet to go additional, because if a character ECEs in the future and gets a super attack effect of raising defense or something, then you'll be able to take advantage of that. Whereas if you get them full crit and then the easy and they raise defense on super, then, you know, you're kind of out of luck. Now, to be fair, it does not matter a ton. It's not like it's the end of the world if that's the case, but just something to keep in mind before you go rainbowing units and giving them additional or crit. Obviously, I say it's up to you at the end of the day what you want to do. This is just me telling you what they do, not telling you what you should and should not do with those. But if you did want to know what I'd personally do and what I would personally suggest, that is what my suggestions would be. So, you know, this is all fine and dandy. You know, all these characters can do these things. They can be rainbow, they can get additional crit and all that. Obviously, this isn't free. You do have to give characters resources in order to do that. And what is that resource? It is potential orbs. So here are all of my normal potential orbs. Some free-to-play characters have their own, not many though, only a select few. And it takes, and this is a very approximate guess because every typing is different, free-to-play units are different, older units are different, like, so this is just approximation, but it takes around 4,300 small, 2,500 medium, and 225 large orbs to rainbow a unit, which is a lot. But as you play the game and whatnot, the game does give you a ton of those, and if you just are starting out or whatnot, you're gonna not have a lot of dupes and characters anyway. I don't know how many it takes for 55% unit. Definitely about half, probably, or a little less than half of those. But yeah. And also, I want to go over what each typing gets. Because every typing gets a specific, unique skill, and they also get different stat increases. So what I mean by skill is, we went over additional dodge and crit. Every typing gets a level 5, aka a 10% chance to do each of those. So physical characters, like Hefla here, get a built-in additional. So every physical character will come, even at 55%, with a level 5 additional, aka 10% chance to do additional. Also, in terms of their stats, let me pick another character that does not have a skill orb that's rainbowed. Okay, where's here? Every physical character is getting 5,400 HP, 5,000 attack, 4,600 defense. By the way, these numbers don't mean a typing is better than another. This just shows you, like, if a unit comes out and you want to know what they would be gaining once you gave them hidden potential, you can use these as baselines to kind of know. So move on to STR. STR characters get a level 5 crit for free when you get one copy of them, so 10% chance to crit. And they get 5,000 HP, 5,400 attack, and 4,600 defense. Int characters get 5,000 to every stat, so 5,000 HP, 5,000 attack, 5,000 defense, and they are the only character that has a level 5 dodge, aka a 5% chance to dodge. Moving on, tech characters. Gosh, I have to find someone who doesn't. Okay, perfect. Tech characters get a level 5 crit, aka 10% chance to crit, and then they get 4,600 HP, 5,400 attack, and 5,000 defense. And finally, AGL gets, if I can find them, okay, perfect. AGL characters get 4,600 HP, 5,000 attack, and 5,400 defense, and then they come with a level 5 additional, which we all know is a 10% chance to additional. Also, these stats that I went over are just added onto the character's base stats. So this 17, for example, these are his stats: 17,450 HP, 15,993 attack, and 10,880 defense. The hidden potential stats are added on top of his just normal stats, which is why characters rainbowed and whatnot hit harder, defend better, and add up to more total HP of the team. And the final thing I want to go over is skill orbs. So you can equip 3 skill orbs to every character. A bronze, a silver, and a gold. To get and you'll notice you don't always get them. Let me go to Mira here. You'll notice that the silver and the gold slot are locked. So I'll go over how to unlock every slot. So bronze, it has to be a UR. So basically, if you can access the hidden potential system, you automatically are able to use a bronze skill orb, which is good. A silver skill orb, the character must be at least SA level 10 to use a silver skill orb, and then to get a gold skill orb, the character must have at least 2 paths unlocked in the hidden potential system, aka 2 dupes. If we go over here to Goku Black, you notice I have 2 dupes, and I have the gold skill orb available to use on him. So what do these skill orbs do? What can you do with them? Basically, it's just an additional thing to the hidden potential system. So for the bronze, you can give attack, HP, or defense from level 1 to 5. It's very simple. It's 100 per when it comes to the bronze ones. So a level 3 gives 300, a level 5 gives 500. You can also give them level 1 or 2 additional crit, dodge, type attack, type defense, recovery, super attack, you know, all that fun stuff. Also something to keep in mind, or we'll go over it again. I'll talk about this afterwards. Silver lets you get higher boosts, but you can only pick from one of the things such as additional crit, dodge, type attack, type defense, super attack, recovery, you know, etc. And then gold gives you a wide variety of selections from level 1 to 5. You can get combined ones like this that has a 3 additional and a 4 recovery boost. You have ones like this from Extreme Super Battle Road that give 4 additional and then 900 HP, or like this one that gives 4 crit and 300 attack. The golds are the most powerful, but obviously they are locked behind you having to pull 3 copies of a character. Something to keep in mind, for the bronze and silver slot, only the bronze and silver, you cannot gain skill orbs of whatever the free hidden potential node was. So remember how we went over physical gets additional, STR gets crit, int gets dodge, tech gets crit, AGL gets additional. You cannot give, you will not be able to acquire skill orbs for those in bronze and silver for the character. So you'll notice here I don't have any additionals for physical for both bronze and silver, and that's because physical gets additional, and that applies to all of them. So if I go to STR here, you'll notice there are no crits, only additionals and all the other ones to choose from. But you also notice that I can give him a crit in gold, because again, the golds you can give them whatever, it does not matter. So that's pretty much it for the hidden potential system. Sorry the video was so long, but I wanted to make sure I went over every single little nook and cranny that I possibly could. Also sorry if it was a lot of information to digest. I tried to squeeze as much into a short amount of time as possible while still trying to go over it as detailed as I could and, you know, give you a good idea. So hopefully after this you now understand the hidden potential system a lot, and what you want to give characters, what you don't want to give characters, how you want to build your characters. Again, I would say at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong way to build a character. It just depends on how you play the game and how you want to play the game. But obviously there are more effective ways to build characters than others. And, you know, anytime I'm streaming and whatnot, I always tell people, like, hey, play the game how you want, but if you want to play it the most effective way possible, I will also tell you the best build for a character and whatnot. So, yeah. I just figured I'd do this so you guys could, you know, understand the hidden potential system a little more and skill orbs and all that. The next video I do is probably going to be going over chances. So like when you see characters in passives where it says they have a great chance and whatnot, I'm going to be going over all of those, what the percentages are, how many turns they last, you know, all that fun stuff. So that could be fun. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of any future uploads. If you also enjoyed, make sure to like and comment. Let me know if there's anything I missed, if you have any questions about anything I went over, and also some suggestions of things you may want to see in the future, may want to see me cover in the future. For Dokkan Legends, I could maybe do, but I'm not as versed, especially since it's a PvP game, but maybe I'll consider doing one for that in the future as well. If you want to see more stuff from me, you can head to my Twitch, A link to that will be in the description below. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all have a fantastic day or night, and I will see you all in the next video. And remember, as always, game on.